The Mystara project is proud to present part 26 of the Creatures of Mystara series. In this video, we look at the hideous Bargda. Bargda were first introduced in the 1986 accessory, AC9 Creature Catalogue, on page 61. Bargda are 9-foot-tall humanoids with twisted bodies, and a head that resembles a ram. Their hides and agility give them the equivalent armor class of banded mail. They are larger than man size with 12 hit dice, averaging 54 hit points. They move at the same rate as an unencumbered human. Their combat movement speed of 90 foot per round appears to be an error, and should be 40 feet. Any human or demi-human viewing a Bargda must save versus spells at a 10% penalty. Those that fail are so repulsed by the hideous appearance of the creature that they are unable to directly look at it, and therefore suffer a 10% penalty to their attack and damage rolls. Presumably, this is a once per Bargda encounter saving throw. Alternatively, the DM could judge that those who failed will always suffer this detriment for future Bargda encounters, whilst those who passed are now immune. Bargda have a 60% chance to hit opponents with armor class 0, plus or minus 5% for each armor class point better or worse than AC 0, respectively. They have 2 attacks per round. The first is with an iron shod club that does 4 to 24 damage. The second is their bite, which does 1 to 10 damage and requires a save versus poison. Those who fail contract a reflex debilitating disease that causes automatic loss of initiative and the loss of 1 point of dexterity per hour, until this ability score reaches 3. The affliction can be remedied by a cure disease spell, after which dexterity is regained at 1 point per day. Bargda dwell in dark dismal caverns in borderland or wilderness areas, and are rarely encountered by civilized folk. They are found in small family groups of 1 to 4, consisting of a mated couple and their offspring under 15 years old. They save as 12th level fighters, ranging from 55% to 75% chance of success. They have normal morale of 8, and an average human IQ of 100. So if they are trapped in their lairs and fail their morale check, they may offer treasure for their lives. Their lairs contain well-hidden treasure, consisting of at least 5,000 GP. 3 in 5 lairs will contain an additional 3 or 4,000 GP on average. 3 in 10 lairs will have 4 or 5 jewels and/or gems. About 1 in 6 hoards will contain 2 magic items, a potion, and/or an average of 13,000 SP. Finally, in 10 lairs contain 1 or 2 special treasures, and/or an average of 4 or 5,000 CP. They avariciously covet treasure, as it demonstrates how successful they have been at raiding, and it can be used to sway intelligent creatures. They are chaotic in alignment, hating all living creatures, except for the ones they typically dominate, hill giants, trolls and ogres. Bargda are distantly descended from minotaurs. Minotaurs first appeared on Mystara, when winged minotaurs, known as Indukes, led by humanoids, were cursed by priest King Gildesh I of Nimua for slaying him in BC 710. These wingless minotaurs spread throughout the world. So Bargda would have originated sometime after BC 710. They are nocturnal omnivores, probably having 120 foot in provision. They prefer meat, often preying on small furry animals, but will eat plants like fungi. They are unable to digest food immediately, and must marinate it with their diseased saliva to weaken and ripen the food. A Bargda cave larder is not a place for the weak-stomached. Females give birth to a litter of 4 to 8 offspring every 2 years. However, most offspring don't survive, so there are unlikely to be more than 2 offspring per family. Bargdas reach maturity at age 15, at which point they venture out to find their own cave lair and mate. By age 40, the Bargda's reflexes start to slow considerably, due to their affliction. Few live past 50, as they are usually picked off by a younger Bargda, or disgruntled humanoid underlings. 50% of Bargdas know the common tongue, but they are virtually unintelligible to non-Bargda, as their deformities cause them to slur and garble their speech. Due to their intelligence and ferocity, Bargda are able to dominate hill giants, trolls and ogres. They force them to do their bidding. If encountered in a settled area, 90% of the time the Bargda will be leading 2 to 24 humanoids on a nocturnal raid of an isolated settlement. Their underlings may be one species, or mixed species. Underlings may also be used as lair guards, hunters for food, and crafters of ironshod clubs. Communication may be through a native Bargda language, or Bargda may know the giant, ogre and troll tongues, or some other form of limited body language communication. It is unknown if they follow any immortals. Possibilities could be their own Bargda monster ruler, the Minotaur beings Karanjo and Minoides, or a humanoid immortal like Jamudaru, or Bargni Gullimore. Bargda did not feature in any product outside of creature catalogues or manuals. On Mystara, they are likely to be found in caves where hill giants, trolls and/or ogres lair. These locations could include the ogre-dominated Kruth lowlands, the troll-infested Alton Tepe Mountains northwest of Beertzon, hill giant caves in the Makres Mountains and the Dithystenian Highlands, the Trollheim Hills, Lower Ogremoor near the Trollhättan border, the Trolls of Seakag in the Aucklands, Ogres Caves in the Kurish Massif, the Kingdom of Lim, Norvold, the Mengul Mountains, Erzud, Hyboria, or among the ogres of Izonda and Brassel. Due to the likelihood of Bargda being accompanied by humanoids, they would prove very challenging for mid-level expert adventurers. They are probably more suited to upper expert-level characters, especially if they are accompanied by trolls. PCs may be visiting an isolated village when it is attacked during the night by a Bargda-led force. After saving the village, the PCs may try to track the raiders to their lair. If they corner a Bargda in the lair, it may try to offer to reveal the location of its treasure for its freedom. If the PCs decline, they should have a hard time finding the hidden cache. For higher-level characters, they may be contacted by a cleric who has discovered a possible cure for the Bargda's disease. They need the PCs to capture a Bargda and find some rare components. However, the cure does not work as intended. It creates a more powerful disease-free creature that is no less evil. The creature escapes, sets up a lair and begins recruiting a large humanoid army that the PCs need to deal with. This concludes our look at the hideous and hateful, dismal cave-dwelling humanoids, called Bargda.